Episode 7, Tony.
Episode 7, my brother Kingpin.
My head turned around, man. Powered by Hustle this episode, man.
Powered by Hustle this episode, man.
So make sure y'all tap in with the Hustle movement, man. Them guys there have blessed us with some support for the podcast. So we're going to drop their description, their link, and all their stuff in the bio or downstairs in the description here. So y'all make sure y'all click on it. Let them know y'all seen us wear the merch and y'all heard about the brand on the Uncut Game podcast, man. We got one of our first official sponsors, OG.
One of our first official.
Yeah, man. We done had a couple people lace us with some merch and lace us with some stuff. So
Definitely
we're going to showcase those guys and show them some love in the comments, man. Anybody interested, in tapping us and helping, reaching out and giving us some stuff, man, come on in. Episode 7, bro. Lucky number 7. This might be the one that they get motivated to make a Cash App donation or something. I don't know.
Man,
we're working on getting monetized.
We are working on it.
Yeah,
we got to get to it. Our early goal is 100 episodes. And so
yes,
that's going to take as much time as it takes.
Yeah.
In the meantime, we're looking to get monetized. We're looking to interview some different people and have some conversations on a couple of things that we said might have rubbed some people the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you more than me.
That's cool. I love it.
Yeah, I don't rub on people at all.
Yeah, at all. Pause.
Get all that pause.
Yeah.
We're going to get all that out the way, man. I'm a country dude. I don't understand that city slicker conversation where you're always thinking about another man's genitalia. And,
pause?
Yeah, I don't. We're going to.
Yeah, that.
Anyway.
So, shout out to Power by Hustle. And episode 7, OG. Tony. Please call me Tony. Yeah.
So check it out, man.
I be forgetting, bro, because as you can see, I be partaking. But go ahead, talk to me.
I just ran into some people, man. And I've been running into people lately who have seen the podcast and they say, man, I don't care what you say. I'm calling you OG, so I'm supposed to fight him.
Right. Well, no, I mean, but you're supposed to. I don't know. That's a great question.
I'm optimistic and grateful.
Yeah.
So when you call me OG, just understand that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
The optimistic and grateful one.
Well, in the new era, people don't have to call you by your preferred name or pronoun. So you want to be called Tony, but it doesn't matter. If you're OG, then that's what you're going to be, OG. So I understand you prefer to be called Tony.
My name.
But the people probably like OG better. It's it just has a better ring to it.
Yeah. I
OG.
Understand. I get it.
I know you like Tony, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to
Yeah.
Scarface in the background. That's not why he's called Tony, but that's, Tony up there. It's his real name, Tony.
My mama named me Tony 20 years before Scarface was the thought.
What your boy say? His mama named him Clay, so I'm going to call him Clay. All right, so episode 7, Tony. We're here. You know what we're talking about today?
We're talking about 1,000 streams.
Why 1,000, Tony?
2 reasons.
Okay.
2 main reasons. First reason, my analytical mind. Spotify said 1,000 streams or you don't get paid.
Mm-hmm. Milestone number.
3 streams a day.
Milestone number. I love it.
If you can't do 3 streams a day, you can't get paid.
You shouldn't if you can't do 3 streams a day.
A lot of artists disagree with you, bro.
Well, most artists wouldn't necessarily disagree, but their facts state that because about 85% of the music put out, according to Spotify, maybe my math is a little wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. But 80+% of the music released has less than 1,000 streams.
80+%.
80+% of the 135,000 records a day that are loaded. What's the math on that, OG? What's 80% of 135,000?
104,000?
104,000 records.
Roughly.
Won't get any streams that day.
Wow, so 30,000 songs per day are going to get the majority of the streams.
Maybe. It may be one song getting a bulk of those streams. There's only a certain amount of artists that occupy the charts, certain amount of artists that are in demand, and that's why establishing ownership to a legacy song, if you're a legacy artist, and I hate using that word, but I don't want to call it old school. I just seen an Apple playlist called Gold School. Classic. Good job, Apple, for making people not feel old. So the golden era of hip-hop, Gold School record.
It's kind of a bite on our partner Tuma playlist.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I get it. So
it's cool.
I say all that to say you have to have something worthy for the people to want to listen to. Yes. And if you do, then they will listen to it. Now, that's the stuff that people are actively looking for. That's not the stuff that's necessarily being campaigned.
Okay, so 1,000 streams takes 1,000 streams to get you paid.
Right.
If you release your music, 50 songs, and you do 900 streams for the year, you won't get any money from it. Okay, so that's one reason I wanted to talk about the 1,000 streams. And then another reason I wanted to talk about it, because we see a lot of, I didn't know it was 80-some-odd%, good percentage there.
Yes.
We see a lot of that less than 1,000 on the Spotify profile. I see a lot of those guys with 50, 30, 60,000 followers on social media. Some guys are going viral.
Yeah, 86.2% approximately had fewer than 1,000 streams.
Man, that's terrible. So
That means that only 13.8% of the artists putting out music are working. That's what it tells me.
So, as we get into this, as we just start into this, the work
The work.
that translates into people actually listening. This is where artists kind of believe that streaming is a scam, and you have this counterculture that streaming music is not worth it.
Right. There's no money in streaming. We just seen a young lady, a popular artist, shout out to her, who said that there was no money in music streaming.
But for that individual, whose name I won't say.
Right. It's not our job. If you saw the
signed,
video, you know what we're talking about.
yeah, it's signed to a major label record deal.
Right.
Has been signed for over 2 years.
The same record label that has signed one of the artists that we did on our first episodes. But go ahead.
Has been signed for 2 years, at least, or over a year, and has one project in the marketplace. So that particular artist is not doing recoupable numbers at streaming, and therefore doesn't get the full level of support from the label. It's a strange dance that these signed artists have to do. You accept the cash out, but maybe you need the money or you believe in an opportunity.
Right.
Now you're inside of the system. So go and get in your cubicle and figure out your steps. So that when you're called upon to perform, you can do well enough to stay on stage. Mm-hmm. That's what signing a deal does for those artists.
Yes.
No matter what the A&R who's courting you tells you, when you join this $1 billion behemoth, it's people making billions of dollars making this
20
music.
billion last year. I just had this argument. For some odd reason, I'm always getting into an argument with somebody. And shout out to these people, man. But somebody was like, there's no money in it. What do you mean? The music industry generated $20 billion last year. At least $20 billion with a B, my boy.
So small segue, just a small thing. We're talking about these 1,000 streams, right?
Right.
And some people have opted out of streaming altogether. They're going direct to customer, direct to consumer.
Right.
Which is, I don't believe, is the best course for artists.
Can I also add something, Ron? I don't believe that if they are not including a distributor or getting codes to register, I think they're missing the entire point of direct to consumer. But go ahead.
That's a different point, and I agree with you. And that's a different point. What I'm saying on direct to consumer for a musician, any type of musical artist, producer, direct to consumer is for a retail salesperson or for a product salesperson, product seller.
Right.
To get to a consumer. Artists and producers and creators, they're not selling the music is not the product.
Right.
The music is the magic.
Correct. It's a byproduct of the magic, right?
Yes.
It's the soundtrack to it.
Right. And then the products go with the music.
Right.
The story behind the music brings in the products.
Correct. And like we just seen the A$AP Rocky with the Ray-Ban sunglasses. A product. Merch. Product. Vinyl record. Mouse pad. Coffee mug. Product. Tangible goods.
It introduces the product. The music is the magic that introduces the product.
Mm-hmm. It's the spell.
Bing.
It's the cast.
Bing.
It's the snake. It's the music for the snake.
The only way you can feel like this. The only way you can feel like this is to wear this. The only way you can feel like this or participate like this is to go on and put your credit card number in there, because you know you want to look like we look. And you want it to appear like we appear. And so that part right there is where a lot of artists betray themselves because they lack the confidence to do that themselves. They gotta go broke to appear that they can afford what the $1 million artists are rapping about.
Right.
What the label level artists get paid for and get sponsored for.
Right.
A lot of our do-it-yourselfer guys. I'm not a big proponent of using the word independent.
Right.
Because all of the pieces are dependent on each other.
Correct.
You're not an independent artist. You're an independent artist as compared to a major artist who is dependent on the major label system.
Right. Codependent. You're not even a codependent. You're a codependent. You rely on the system to help you excel. Because if the system doesn't do the things for you, then you can't benefit. And we've done that case studies in the first couple of episodes, first handful of episodes.
So
we saw where some major things were overlooked.
So you're not independent as an artist. You're a do-it-yourselfer. You're a do-it-yourselfer until you start making some money. You start making some money. You start growing. You're a professional. As a professional, you earn your independence from the system.
Right.
Where you can go and plug in some coins in the system and get your rewards back.
Right. And that 1,000 streams plays an intricate role in that because no deposit, no return. So if you're not putting nothing in, you get nothing out. And a lot of the things that you want require active participation. That 1,000 streams is kind of a way to trigger a lot of the access and a lot of the benefits that come with being an artist that's in the matrix, if you will. We'll call it that, for lack of a better term.
Yes, and so in speaking along the terms of, because I almost took the tact of saying what artists won't do or don't do.
Right.
However, there are plenty of artists that are winning.
Right.
That do what it takes.
Shout out to Quail. Just did a sold-out show in Atlanta, about to do another sold-out show in Jacksonville. Taking this guitar on the road. Shout out to Quail. And you know what? Does everything that was asked of him. You go down his timeline, he posts multiple videos performing his content. He has engaging content, getting to know your content, lyric videos, songs, and he does it every day consistently.
A man who's finally able, through all of his work and commitment and slavery to his craft, to be able to create whenever he wants to.
Yeah.
And with that ability, with that door open to create as much as he wants to,
right,
he's using that as an opportunity to present it to the world. Instead of being hesitant to show the world or concerning himself how some people will take it or not.
Right.
He's full-fledged forward. This is where when the artist is full-fledged forward, linked all the way in to what they're supposed to be attaining. Like if you want to look cool, you want to look cool. If you want to make an impact in the business that you're in as an artist, you got some work to do.
A lot of work to do.
A whole bunch of
it. And it starts with a lot of planning, because knowing what to do next is more important than being able to do it, because it prepares you for that moment. It prepares you to execute. And make no mistake about it, repetition, consistency is the I think it was you that posted the video the other day. It was Lil Wayne saying consistent repetition is the grandfather of success, right?
Yes.
It's just what it is. You got to do it over and over again. And once you start doing it and you start learning why you do it, that process, then you start to see where the efficiencies or the inefficiencies are. And then you can make an active choice to improve it. And if you can improve it enough, then you create a system. And if you create a system and you improve something, I wonder how many different trademarks and variations there are on the broom. Because you talk about something that that's been reinvented 1,000 different ways.
Right, you got your Swiffers.
Man, you got dust mops, you got hay brooms, you got synthetic fibers, you got rags of cloth. Somebody originated the concept of a broom and trademarked that and patented that, and then they've built off of that. And people have built empires, improving what's already out there. And I think, one of the things with art is that, a lot of people feel the story's already been told. So those people that can find a way to retell the story in a fresh, in a new way, those are the ones that everybody is really listening to. Because it's not only necessarily do you have something to say, but I appreciate the way in which you're saying it.
Right.
And I think that's, you can only paint the color red, but so many ways before somebody says, man, what else can you do? Are you a one-trick pony? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think that these artists like Quail and like the people that are tuning in to watch our show, they're looking for all of the different things that they can do. And that's why I think the 1,000 streams is like mammoth. Because if you can get you 1,000 streams, you're already doing better than 86.2% of the artists in the marketplace. That's the entire world, Greg.
And then think about it.
That's bananas.
Think about 1,000 people. 1,000 people knowing who you are as an artist. Or if it's 500 to listen twice, if it's 200 to listen 5 times. That 1,000 number, we like to obsess with numbers and go for big numbers. And I'm a numbers guy. I'm definitely a numbers guy. And so what we start with, you'd never get to 1 million without touching 1,000.
I know some artists that'll get that Apple milestone notification that says you've reached 1,000 streams, and they'll be like, I don't want to share it. Which I find completely offensive.
Definitely.
That 1,000 people that paid for this service or that have this service downloaded listen to your song, and you don't want to celebrate this milestone with them.
You don't want to tell them thank you.
Yeah.
You refuse to tell them thank you, and then over time you wonder why it doesn't work.
So how do these artists some of these guys, they know that 1,000 and they want to get there. How are some of the ways that they waste money getting to the 1,000?
Okay, so
What are the most common ways to waste money to getting to 1,000? Because it has to be, I'm sure, 1,000 streams that pay. Can it be 1,000 fake streams? 1,000 free streams from the freemium accounts, or does it have to be premium accounts? Whole different question.
Whole different question. So let's talk about getting the people to go and listen to your music.
Okay.
Getting 1,000 streams. The first thing is you got a free tool at social media to talk about your music, to post about your music, put links in your music, to your music and whatnot.
This is the stuff that costs you $0. When we say free, time is always the investment. You got to put your time in.
Yes.
But as far as you having the shell out of your pocket,
yeah.
Instagram is free.
Right. So,
Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok.
All that's free. You can't beat the algorithm. Maybe you're just too whack. Keep messing with it. Keep beating at it. Keep touching it. Don't let the 0 likes and the 0 comments dissuade you.
Right.
Stick to the schedule. Go and do a little research. We got the cheat sheets.
Yes, we do.
From the previous episodes that tell you how many times to post, tells you how you can go look at Meta to see what level you are and how many more posts you should make, how many story posts. Follow some of those guidelines and see how they work. I say try them for 100 days.
Yeah.
And see how they work. But try them for 30 days.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you. Set up a plan and say, this is the plan that I'm going to adjust to. And if you find yourself having a hard time sticking to it beyond 10 or 14 days.
1 second. No. Don't even set up a plan. Make the decision and get started.
Right.
From the first day, write down the things you need to do the second day, the third day. Get started.
Right. Get started.
Get started.
And start mapping yourself out. Writing things down, doing what you got to do, but writing down what you did and what you got to do. Is that what you're saying?
Catch a burst of motivation. Do you 2-3 posts. If that's what you did.
Okay.
Then now day 2, you need your 2-3 more posts.
Right.
Day 3, 2-3 more posts. And you commit to that. Once you make your commitment, then you put your plan down and then you go.
Right.
Make your commitment, because too many times we waffle. I waffle.
Yes.
I waffle on a commitment sometimes unless I get started. Because we would have never did this.
Right.
If we didn't just get started.
Right, yeah, we just got to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the more planning, because we want it to be a certain way, we want it to be perfect, we want to pull it off, our expectations are too heavy.
Yeah.
And we've said expectations are too heavy for anybody to carry.
Right, because we could call homie and them and go shoot at their spot and get us some professional whoop-de-whams and some volunteer.
But then it won't be ours. It won't be something that if it fails, it's our fault, and if it succeeds, it's our fault.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. So this is the example that we're giving to whoever may be listening or watching, that we're starting with nothing.
Right.
We're starting with a few iPhones.
And some laptops and Wi-Fi.
And some information.
Yeah. Whole bunch of information.
Whole
bunch of good information.
Yeah, a whole bunch of good. And we got a little track record of having some successes. However, that should matter less to you. Our track record should matter less to you than the effectiveness of what you tried that we share with you.
Right.
That should be the barometer of how you gauge what we talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Try some of that stuff.
Yes.
And then see how it affects you.
And you got the cheat sheets to help you prepare yourself for that. So if you guys are tuning into all the episodes, you guys can look in the description, and there's a cheat sheet. You guys on the website, follow us Substack, sign up for the newsletter.
Yes.
And the cheat sheet gets delivered to you, to your inbox.
Straight to your inbox.
Yes. Shout out to Substack.
Uncut Game Podcast cheat sheet. Salute.
Yeah.
To Substack. And so,
great community building platform. For those of you guys that are interested in one of those, they help us with the newsletter. It's like a post and everything. It's really fun, really cool to use. I love it. I'm exploring a lot with it. Shout out to people that put me onto it. Ben Mycelis from the Midas Touch Network. Cool. I dibble and dabble on some of the different YouTube creators. I'm all over the board. I watch How Ridiculous and Mr. Beast and you name it. Outdoor Boys and Deer Meat for Dinner and Slow Mo Guys. I'm all over the spectrum when it comes to YouTube because I like the fact how these guys build communities, and I think that's an important part about the 1,000 streams is that if you can build you a community, OG, you can get you some action. You can get some organic streams just from your immediate circle.
So let me say this. Some of the mistakes artists make in looking for the 1,000 streams.
Right.
And I apologize. I got this comment from this guy in my head about his platform that gets zero traffic that pays so well.
Right.
And who says streaming is a scam. Mm-hmm. And so I just got that in my head from him because everybody who's failing is looking for a scapegoat or someone to blame.
Right.
When what you can do, you need to stay outside. You need to network. You need to be hospitable to people.
Absolutely.
Definitely got to network and interact with people. You'll meet more artists and you'll meet more people who will actually listen to you. You want people to say, here comes that artist when they see you coming.
Right.
Like when they see Kingpin coming, they're like, here comes Kingpin. He got all the game. They know that. That's just...
Well, thank you, OG. I appreciate it. Thank you, Tony.
So, and so
you got to be outside. You got to be active. You got to be in their face.
That's what he's known for. That's what you want to be known for. It's not corny to be known as the person that rap.
Right.
That's the rapper dude. Because as you progress, it can be laughable in the beginning.
You know, I'll tell you one thing, OG.
As motivation.
When we know artists that work hard, when we see them, typically, that's a working MFer.
Definitely.
Like, Buddy be pushing the hell out of his music. And then we'll even say something to him like, hey, man, your partner, DJ so-and-so, sent me one of your records, bro. And they'll look at you crazy like, my DJ sent you a record and you got the email? Like, bro, there are people in this business that actually take this business serious.
Yes, and I
open every email and reply to them and check and provide feedback and stuff. It's essential.
Yes.
And it's a crucial step in your 1,000 streams.
Definitely a crucial step in your 1,000 streams, because the goal isn't just 1,000 streams. The 1,000 streams is a stepping stone to whatever your goal really is. The 1,000 streams is a requirement. It's like if you want to run the Boston Marathon,
right, and
you want to finish, you got to be able to run that many miles. You can register and you can start, but you'll never finish.
OG, it's the pants. If you show up to a girl's date to her door and you're not wearing pants, she's probably going to call the cops on you. If you went to a restaurant on this date, if she got past the fact that you weren't wearing pants and she jumped in the car with you and went to the restaurant, no short, no shoes, no pants, no service, baby. You can't even get in the door without the bare minimum, OG. It's what you need.
And so, with that being said,
it's the pants.
That's the pants.
The trousers.
So, the 1,000 streams is a very, I don't even say small, but it's really small. If you're an artist that's out there making it happen, that's really believing in yourself, then everybody you meet that's a stranger almost is somebody that you should be introducing to your music. We're in the era of technology. Your screensaver should be a QR code to your music, something of that nature. Maybe you got scannable cards, physical sticker products, but there's just too many ways for you to work on and get. Let's do this. What artists do wrong a lot of times is clout chasing and chasing attention that they believe and their teams believe will lead to streaming.
Right.
Without a direct request to the people who see you on social media or who encounter you in person, without a direct request or call to action, they're not going to listen.
Right.
You got to ask them to listen.
Correct.
They don't just know.
You got to remind them.
Yes.
Even Toyotathon. Every year it's going to come out. It's going to tell you, hey, man, Toyotathon's this week. Go buy a Toyota.
It's the Marshawn Lynch meme, bro. Over and over and over and over. You got to run it down their throat.
Yeah.
Over and over. If you get tired of talking about your own music,
then you've already failed. Who cares about it if you don't care about it?
If you're scared to talk about it, if you're timid, oh man, they don't understand it, that's the wrong attitude. Throw that attitude out the window.
That comes from, I guess, poor media training, from not having enough conversations with people.
It ain't got nothing to do with me.
Because you'll put me in a room and I'll get you to like my record. You could have never heard it. I'll get you to. I think you made a post the other day, if I'm not mistaken. For those of you guys who don't follow Tony, follow him at IamThaConnect on Instagram. He made a post the other day and he's like, I ain't heard one record and I'm already a fan. And it was a girl on there, and I don't know if she's an artist or not, but she was like, I done made enough money to paid off my student loan, and I don't want to be famous. I just want to keep making money with my music. Y'all could. Y'all trade away y'all souls. And it was just, if she is an artist, shout out to her.
Her name is Nilla.
Content.
She's an artist.
Content is king. It's the kingdom. And she reigns supreme for her piece of content.
So check out how much.
And it stirred you to share it.
So check out how much.
Earned media value.
Check out how much of a trifecta this is, brother. From Nilla. I believe her IG is official Nilla.
Okay.
And she can rap.
Okay.
All right.
Shout out to her.
Her post was a response to a comment trolling and antagonizing her. So she took the engagement from a post that she made.
Right.
That was meant for her to garner support. That garnered her some controversy, however small or great.
Right.
And she responded to it in a way that explained her story and her reaching her goals in music without ever having to compromise her ownership.
Right.
And so that was it's like, okay, you're responding to engagement.
Right.
You're educating at the same time. And you're showing the example yourself of being a success that a lot of people overlook. The success is that artist that worked their way into a niche and a fan base
Right.
that makes them enough money to live the life that they want. Is it the life that they dream? Maybe their dream life is making the life they want off of their music.
Right.
Maybe that's the dream life for them.
And that's where ownership starts at. And that's why making sure that you guys are kind of having a strategy to stimulate your releases is as important as having a strategy to release your music. Here's the certain day. You got to upload by this day to get this. You want to have it uploaded to have playlists and all this stuff. But what happens before the song drops when I get my pre-save link? What happens when the song drops when I have my actual song link? And then what happens when I get a placement and I have those placement links, whether they're a playlist or whatever they are? So, yeah, what happens when that moment transfers over?
Right. So let me do this. Let's do this. Let's go into, because it sounds like we kind of in the middle of the plug and the play.
Yes.
So, and I apologize for not getting to the mistakes that artists make because it's a plethora of them. I'd rather not talk about the negatives. Let's go into you giving them because whatever you do to try to get people to listen to your music at streaming sites, whether it's Spotify, Apple, or whatever you're doing to get this 1,000 streams, is what's required is a request inside of your content. You can't be bashful about asking people. You don't get what you want. You fail to receive because you don't ask. Ask and you shall receive. Keep asking the people to listen. You ask them to listen. Either they tune out and leave you alone. At the same time you're asking them to listen, give them glimpses into your life. You're not that super cool and reclusive to get people interested in what you're doing. And that goes back to the funnel. That's in another cheat sheet from another episode. So what I want you to do, Kingpin, instead of me talking about the mistakes, we'll do that. I'll do that we'll let the CEO whisper and chat with Kingpin in a midweek Substack post.
Okay.
You go into, I want you to run the play for them about I'm going to call it the OPE with the content, the organic media, the paid media, the earned media. I want you to talk about that in leveraging, because what happens when you're shooting for the 1,000 streams, you're going to reach tens to hundreds of thousands of people, for real, no matter the size of your following.
Right.
When you really direct your energy to engaging and making and sharing this content and swallowing your pride to ask your friends to share your content. When you actually engage in this and get started, you'll find out there's less resistance than you imagine. There's really more support because the people who won't help you, you can just stop asking them.
It's the guy that's car breaks down. And he sits out there and flags somebody down. Nobody helps him. He starts pushing his car. 5 people pull over. They get out and they start pushing.
Salute to like Gary Archie.
Because nobody is going to help you until you start, working.
Yes, and so
you got to help yourself.
And so, with that being said, you give us the play for getting the 1,000 streams, because the 1,000 streams that we're searching for,
right,
it also directs people through maybe our link tree or to our website, where we have other products and items for sale besides just streaming. This is a branding play for everybody. It's more than music.
Yeah.
Artists, you are more than music. You are the industry now. It's the artist industry. So it's more than music. You give us the play, Kingpin, on leveraging the media to get those streams, and then the artists will be able to reap those residuals.
Yes.
Radioactive side effects.
Right. So one of the things that we did was we had invented the media evaluator, right? And we gave that to them in episode 3 in the cheat sheets on how they can start gathering the metrics that they need to start measuring the value of their post. And then I think it was episode 6 where we talked about optimization, right? Yeah. This is where your 1,000 streams checklist is going to kick into play. And this is where you having all of your, for lack of a better term, ducks in a row is going to help you, because now we're optimized. I've got my release coming, right? Coming soon. Got my release coming soon. So what are the things that I can do before my song drops? If I have a distributor like, I don't know, say DistroKid gives you an instant link. You may have to wait 24 hours for the link to populate, for it to be the one link to be active, but they give you an instant link. right? Platforms like We Are RGM, the distributor that we both work with that we love, shout out to We Are RGM. They give you instant links, right? These guys, they give you the codes, it all runs. So once you have that base set of information, you want to move on to the next phase. That's why I say, you said just do it. I love it. Write down, take out a pen and a paper, pull out your phone, make a note. Today is whatever day it is, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, day of the week and month. Today is that day, and I'm going to get started. The first thing I'm going to do is get ready to, I have my song, I have my link. Now I'm going to create some content. Tony, we have 100+ step pre and post release checklist.
You're not giving that away.
That's definitely part of the academy. That's exclusive for our clients.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. But what we did was we got us 1,000 streams investment checklist. Right.
Okay.
These are the best practices. These are the things that you're going to want to do leading up to the release of your record and immediately following the release of your record to make sure that you're stimulating this 1,000 streams.
So that's what you're giving away.
That's what I'm giving away. I'm giving the cheat sheets this week away for the 1,000 streams. This is the 1,000 streams cheat sheet. This is how to help you get 1,000 streams to ensure that you're rocking and rolling. It sounds like a lot because it is a lot. But the cheat sheets, simple, straight to the point. If you guys are looking at the screen, you guys will be able to see it. As a matter of fact, OG, let me start recording now because you know I love to record. I love to share with you guys what we got going on, man, because it just helps.
I'm looking at this, bro. Man, right now. Okay. So as I look at this, bro, this don't really require a media team.
It does not. It does not. It does not require any type of video.
Some do-it-yourself stuff.
It is definitely all the stuff. That's the point of this, OG. Oftentimes, we're the guys tasked with doing it. Mm-hmm. So we have to figure out how can we get it done. And if we can get it done, OG, then we can figure out the best way to get it done and make a checklist for these guys and kind of say, we want you to try everything, but keep this as the main thing. This is the focus. Having to create lights and go out and find angles and all that's beautiful. Create the content. Man, what do I need to create? Well, you can create lyric videos. You don't have your lyrics typed out? Shame on you. You need to have your lyrics typed out for the whole optimization process.
Let me just say this, not to interrupt you, but artists, you are the content.
Yes, you are the content. Therefore, you are the goose that lays the golden eggs.
Yeah, so one of the many roles of artistry, one of the hats that you wear is content creator, director, producer, videographer. No matter who tells you that you're not that, that's what you are. Because you're the cinematographer of your life and career. Period.
Amen.
Get you some tips from some people, get you some insight, be willing to listen and learn, and always understand that your vision for yourself is something that you have to work for, and your vision is right. So if somebody has a different vision than you, as long as you're willing to work to make your version come true, then you need to be at it. You need to be getting to it.
So, taking a look at the screen, the 1,000 streams cheat sheet, okay? The goal, hit 1,000 streams on your new song using a focused daily plan of organic actions and strategic paid moves. Daily free actions. IG, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, 5 to 7 a week.
You really giving this away, bro?
I'm giving this away, bro. Point of view style, behind the scenes clips, lyric sessions, lyric breakdowns, memes, relatable content, direct fan outreach, how many fans they should be trying to reach on a daily basis. All right, playlist pitching. And it gives you a time frame, OG. 1 hour a day. The playlist pitching should take you 3 to 5 hours, one time. And if your song is uploaded with enough time and you have your lyrics, which means you're able to create a description based around the actual content of your song and the context of it because you're the one that created it, you can't tell the story. Who can tell the story about your song better than you? Right. You have all of those different pieces.
It's not even a lot of work, bro.
Then you can put together a playlist pitch so that you can reach, when you log into at artist.spotify.com and it says your record is upcoming because your distributor like Organic Music or We Are RGM or DistroKid or CD Baby or TuneCore got it up in time. Mm-hmm. And they've introduced it into the system and you can go in there, you're allowed to pitch it yourself so that hopefully it'll land on some editorials or even maybe on your playlist because every artist has their own playlist at all of these platforms.
Yes.
This is Artist Name Radio. This is Artist Playlist.
Yeah.
And most times, most artists don't even know that if they have a regular Spotify account, they can go in there and create an account, create a playlist, and then log into the artist portal and feature that playlist on their page.
Yes.
It's a choreography, OG, and that's why the 1,000 streams checklist is in place. because all of those different things encourage people to listen to you. Adding your song to the feature section on Spotify, super important. Pinning it to the top of your Pandora, super important. Pinning the video to the front page of your YouTube, super important. Getting the call to action videos, going into Apple Music and downloading the graphics that they generate and using the link that they create specifically for you and sharing that link in your stories with the video that they created and then tagging Apple Music consistently is going to ensure and help that your Apple Music profile connects to your Instagram profile.
You just get it away?
I just gave it away, and it's going to be on the cheat sheets, OG, because these guys need to understand that not knowing what to do is no longer the excuse.
Okay.
People like Wendy Day, shout out to the GOAT. People like Wendy Day have been writing books, have been hosting podcasts and episodes and talking about what you need to nauseam. There's no reason why you don't know. Maybe they need it simplified, and I think that's what this is. Okay. This is us taking what the gurus have told us and kind of simplifying it, saying into small actionables that the average Joe Schmo that wants to be successful can start to work on and then get into a habit of improving on and then see long-term success.
Okay, cool. So just as I look in this document with you, you got because I'm just seeing it's really not a lot of work. So this direct fan outreach, that's an hour a day. Mm-hmm. And you said, and in this example, it says DM 10 to 20 followers or listeners a day.
Yep.
And you could do that at SoundCloud, you could do that at IG, at any social site.
Do it at all of them.
Hold on. Just hold on. This is what I want to ask you. What if one of these artists wants to spend 3 hours doing this and DM 100 people a day? Is that too much?
No, there's no such thing as too much. Your limits. If your IG is going to allow you to DM 100 people in 3 hours, then do it.
Gotcha.
You don't know what your limit is. Remember, you used to have to go through and like so many pictures so you could know, like, man, it won't let me like no more pictures no more. I went crazy for an hour. And then Instagram will tell you, time out, my boy. You done like too many pictures. Slow yourself.
Okay, cool. So they can DM as many people as they want as the limits allow per platform. And then I see this, send out one email or text a week. I believe somebody should really be doing that once a day.
I'm with you.
Outside, it should be sending out. You don't have to make a
I agree with you 100%.
Chain and make sure that you have those particular people. You know who asked you when you selling some merch. You know who know your song, who really love your song. You know who hit your DM. Go it on once a week. Text those people, shoot them your appreciation, let them know what you got working, let them know the updates to your website, create that community.
OG, optimization leads to that. You know what they can do? If they have their bands in town, they can log in and send up to 10,000 emails for free. So if they start building their contact list directly from the people that follow them, say they get 50, they could send 50 times 30, OG, do the math real fast. They still got 8,500 free emails to send for the rest of the month if they send all 50 of those people an email every single day.
Let me stack on top of that.
Come on.
Bands in Town is a concert tracking website, right?
Absolutely.
Connected to your socials.
Boom.
Then, even if you don't get bookings, you can create live events.
Yes, you can.
Where you go live, you can use StreamYard or OneLab or just go live on your IG or Facebook or TikTok.
Or Twitch.
Twitch, exactly. Man, I was sleeping on Twitch. And you can build your Bands in Town following there. And having a sizable, not even a big, but a medium-sized Bands in Town following, this real drip here.
Come on with it.
You can go to Indie on the Move.
Boom.
Sign up and search for venues with small capacities in the areas where you got listeners at, and then book yourself.
Come on.
And use your 10,000 free emails to remind those people that follow you on Bands in Town.
Right.
Over and over.
Oh, Bands in Town, you can go into the city and go within miles. It gets ignorant. You can go within 5 miles of your city, 10 miles of your city. It gets real ignorant.
So you had a place, but peep the whoop.
Right.
We schedule 3 lives a week.
Right.
We want to do, let's say we're from Atlanta. We got
3 lives a week isn't a lot, by the way.
Yeah, so we're gonna do 3 lives a week. We're gonna do a show in 90 days, whatever 90 days is from now.
Boom.
Boom. We call it the 4th of July, something like that.
Okay.
We're gonna do a show the 4th of July. Let me put this down so that I can articulate this properly.
Come on, show on the 4th of July. 3 lives a week.
3 lives a week. What we're doing on our lives is we're shooting a text to our partners There's also artists, our engineer friends, the producers that we do music with, anybody that we collaborate with, we tell them, hey, bro, I'm trying to book this show in July. I got the flyer and all this made, but ain't got no money to book the show. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and maybe Saturday and Sunday in the mornings, but I'm going to schedule me 3 lives to have a conversation of who want to perform at this venue that I found on Indie on the Move I can get for free on an off night.
Right.
So I might need to go July the 3rd instead of the 4th.
Right.
But I can get the spot for free.
July 4th bash is a weekend. They had Atlanta Day for like 8 days. So it was crazy.
I can get the spot for free. I got a few people rocking with me. I get my people that rock with me to jump in the live conversation. Bands in Town,
I like it.
Bands in Town sends it out as an alert.
I like it.
The consistency raises our ranking at Bands in Town so that more people see us.
You better believe it.
Not trickery or flammery. We don't have no ad.
You know who else is doing that too, right?
Who that?
Songkick.
Boom.
Emails.
I didn't even say Songkick because at Bands in Town we got 10K free emails.
Yeah.
Songkick is just and I wasn't going to give all of that away.
Why not? It's not a military secret. Let them tune in. They'll want to attend the academy so they can learn how to optimize and use these platforms. Just knowing about them, it's everywhere. These platforms have been around probably longer than we have doing music. And you know what? The vast majority of people that we look up to and respect
thank you for that,
don't know anything about these platforms or how important they are to the ecosystem. And let me add on to what you were saying about Bands in Town. Because if I'm anybody watching this, I'm running to the computer and I'm creating an Eventbrite creators account. I'm running to the computer because Eventbrite is now partnered with YouTube and the OAC to now offer the tickets for these lives.
Small sponsor break.
Okay, come on with it.
Small sponsor break.
Okay, who we got?
Art Rev Soul.
Come on, man. This episode is powered by Art Rev Soul. Can we say that? Are we allowed to say that?
I don't know.
They're a sponsor. They've sponsored the episode.
So the 1,000 streams episode is sponsored by Art Rev Soul and Art Rev Soul's Bands in Town, Songkick, live event, performance, touring, and merchandise package. Yeah. So we'll sell it to you. The whole play. We'll set up your Bands in Town, your Songkick.
Watch episode 1. We run the breakdown. We show them how. We show them the checklist. We invite them into the academy to come learn it. We gave them the cheat sheets.
That's I don't want to just be a salesman. We've talked about how you guys can do this.
Yes.
In the context of this conversation, for those people who are not interested in learning that part and doing
Get the cheat sheets. It's in the comments.
If you're not interested and you just want to cash out on it, we'll fix it for you. If we don't say it enough, everything we talk about, we can correct and optimize. That's the reason we're talking about it. And we don't really too much debate about it.
These are the things that we've learned had to be fixed in order to help some of our clients kickstart something, really gain some momentum, keep momentum going, is a lot of these thresholds. We didn't understand that on some people profiles on Instagram, they still can't add music, and that's because that's a feature that comes with being active.
Yes.
The more you post, the more you like, the more features become available to it. If you look in your Instagram business settings, I think there's an achievements, and it shows you little icons of little badges that you won for making a post every day for 30 days because you're being rewarded. And if you're a creator, they have to give you these morsels to keep you motivated because some people only go hard when they hear the applause, right? It's performing in the empty room that kind of is what loses me. And some people are so blinded by the light that they're standing in an empty room, and because they're only listening to themselves, they don't hear any applause. They don't bother to look. They're just like, well, what's going on back there, And it just drives me crazy. And that's why we have to create the cheat sheets. That's why we did the Uncut Game podcast, to give people unfiltered, raw game. And that's what this is. Every week they tune in. I know you don't like it, but I'm giving something away every week, the cheat sheets.
Yeah, we got to give something away. We got to give something away.
It keeps them coming back.
I don't want to be a gatekeeper or information holder. I learned all of this stuff without going to no secret meetings. I've never been to a Diddy party or none of that. I learned this stuff just from trying.
We've sacrificed our health. We've sacrificed our mental health. Oftentimes, we've sacrificed our financial stability in the pursuit of the truth. And the best way to do this, because we understand that each time we're blessed with the opportunity to do it, we're learning the next best way to do it. And I think that's what happened to us when we've had some clients come to us with some national tours recently. what we learned from the first opportunity opened up the door for the next one, which kind of helped that one flourish and has now prepared us for a whole nother level so that the next client can continue to reap even more benefits from it because we've learned so much more and have been able to plan for so much more. We're not giving anybody the recipe to saving them, OG. They have to save themselves.
Definitely.
This is your evacuation route. This is, don't take the elevator, take the stairs, go here, follow the arrows. You have to walk. The building is on fire. If you don't think there's a sense of urgency, 135,000 songs drop a day, 86% of them don't got 1,000 streams. You want to break yourself away from the pack, then work every single day. 3 streams is a bare minimum. If it takes you 10 DMs to get 3 streams, you should be sending 100 to get 30. Just simple math.
If they're going to be sick of me for doing what I love, let them be sick of me because somebody going to love me for doing what I love and love what I do.
You can add notes to your Instagram page without being intrusive. You can start a broadcast channel. You could create subscriptions. A lot of the social media monetization only happens after social media optimization. So I think some of the next episodes, we need to run down Meta, YouTube, because we had seen something where somebody was showing the turkey, talking about YouTube, where they showed kind of the orchestrate or the choreography of how to monetize, but it was out of order.
Right.
And if somebody didn't look at it, one of the things that was in the middle, which is the first prerequisite for all of it, and I think some of those things, maybe we could talk about specific platform optimization moving forward for the next couple episodes and kind of touch more into the academy because summer's on the horizon and we really need to unveil the date for the Artist Academy. If not, we need to talk about setting the date for the retreat, for the label retreat, the 4-day label retreat that we're talking about doing. So one of them is going to come first, OG, and we need to get a hold of the people. So optimization is next, maybe 8, 9, and 10. I don't know. But this is episode number 7 of the Uncut Game Podcast.
7. I am Tony. I am the Connect Guidry.
It's your boy Kingpin, a.k.a. Rapjuggernaut. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, sign up for our Substack newsletter. Drop your email, comments, DM us, do all of that good stuff. Tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody that we're giving away raw, unfiltered game.
Get this cheat sheet from this dude, man.
Just download it right down there, bro.
That,
listen, for the freedom, you click the link, it's in the description.
Delete it, man.
You download it and then implement it. If it works for you, let us know. If it doesn't work for you, let us know.
Get it before I delete it, man. Salute to y'all, man. Uncut Game Podcast, episode 7, 1,000 streams of buzz.